I'm going to turn on the live captions. And the problem on the board is a good problem. Of course, soon as we found out that this problem was in the book we used to have, they quit using the book. This is a good problem because you can do several problems from this problem. This is the additive law, and that's your blood types. And I can do anything, as far as there's probably 8 to 16 questions right there. And that's why I show this for an example. So with that being said, let's go with the probability of A or, there's that word, O. So I take my handy dandy highlighter and I highlight A in yellow and I highlight O in pink. Now, the first thing you got to do with the additive law is find the what? The denominator. So somebody tell me what the denominator is. Well, you got to add them all up, right? Let's see, 13 and 7 is 10. Got to find all your 10s, because you find all your 10s, it's easier to add. So 13 and 7 is 20. So 20 and 34 is what? 54. 85. Let's see, 85 and 90 and 103 and 106. Somebody add them up and see what you get.
I think it's 78.
70, I was way off.
I got 103, I think.
Okay, you got 103?
Yeah.
Got 78.
Where in the hell is that wrong?
They're only adding up the ones that are highlighted.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. I said the total.
Oh.
What'd I say? I said the denominator, didn't I?
It's 106. It's 106, you were right.
106? I said 103. I was wrong.
I said 106.
103.
106.
106. That's your denominator. Now I take my magenta pen, and yes, I'm using these colors for a reason. And I add 31 plus 6. And then I take my yellow pen, and I add, because this is additive law, 34 plus 7. And then what is the one thing you always do with the additive law? You always subtract the what? The overlap. Do we have an overlap? No. So you subtract 0. And that is the additive law. Now, it's not very difficult. Please, some of y'all can break an anvil with a banana. Please do not make it difficult. And I know half of y'all don't know what an anvil is. It's really sad, but you don't. It's the thing that falls on the coyote's head. All right. And now some of y'all, okay, it's not Marvel Comics. I don't know what it is. All right. So 30 to the 1 plus 6 is what? 37.
37.
Plus 41 over 106. And that comes out to be what? 78 over 106. And reduced fraction, or put it in a decimal, depending on what the directions say. Bless you. Now that is an example of a additive law with no overlap. So now I'm going to undo everything because it's easier to undo everything and just start all over. And I'm going to give you an example of an overlap. Real simple. This is a whole lot easier and a whole lot more simple than the way the book explains it. It helps if you put everything in a table format. And you can do that. All you got to do is read the problem. And you can put it in a table format. So I'm going to hit undo, and I'm going to undo all of that. The reason I'm not erasing it is because if I erase this, the table will go away. So for those people that think they know everything, that's why I'm not erasing it. Just takes a second. Or 5. Now I'm going to do the probability. I'm going to do the probability of RH positive or B. I want you to do that one. It's still over 106 because that hasn't changed. The denominator has not changed. All right, do it. Give you another 30, 45 seconds to calculate it. No calling in class. Thank you. Like the teacher that threw the student out for yawning more than 3 times. I didn't tell y'all about that. I thought I told y'all about the stupid teachers, the red solo cup teacher, the yawning teacher, the Coke teacher. I just don't understand what these people are thinking. Maybe it's the way I was brought up. I don't know. 31 plus 34 plus 13 plus 7. And then my magenta plus 13 plus 5. And then minus the overlap. Do we have an overlap? And that's all there is to it. Now, is there some of y'all that can make this difficult? Oh, yeah. But that's it. That's how you do the additive law. So 65, 78, 85. Somebody check the green and see if that's 85.
It is.
Plus 18 minus 13 over 106. Well, I'm going to subtract these two because I can go left to right. 85. 18 minus 13 is 5. And you get 90 over 106. Make sure you simplify the fraction or put it in decimal form, depending on what the directions say. And that's how you do 5.2. Like I said, if you put it in table form, it's not that bad. How's Oregon doing in football this year?
Pretty good. I'm not an Oregon fan.
Oh, you're not? You're just wearing a shirt?
Yeah. But
I like Oregon.
they are good. They're good.
I like Oregon. That's one of those teams you just like, no matter. I love their uniforms.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're the only team that is very creative with their uniforms. Huh? Yeah. So I'm pretty open to, I'm not one of these, the only team I hate is Ohio State. The reason I hate Ohio State is because they're a strong team in a weak conference, and everybody overrates them. They're just overrated. I mean, they might last in the All Cupcake Conference. I don't even know who is going to rise out of the All Cupcake Conference. Nobody. I mean, Florida State sucks. I don't know. North Carolina could. I don't know. The All Cupcake Conference is the All Cupcake Conference for a reason. And I can say that now that Clemson's been beat a couple of times, and I'm not against Clemson, okay? So the paranoid people just step back, all right? Yeah, he's Clemson, yeah, he's Clemson. No, I don't. Not as much money as I give them, I don't. All right, any question on, my daughter just graduated from there, so. Anybody got a question on additive law? That's pretty, if you can get it in a table form, or if you can think about it, like the king and the diamond question. I think there's a question. Did we go over that one? Just think about it. What is the probability of a king or a diamond? And that would be 4 over 52 plus 13 over 52 minus what? 1 over 52, because there's one king of diamonds. That's overlap. Now that one, you don't need a table. You just need to think about it. And I've just shown you 3 questions that I would put on a test. So there you go. Multiplicative law. Bag of marbles. Write down that bag of marbles. There's 5 red marbles, and go ahead and put marbles / golf balls. And there's your 2 test questions right there. One of them's marbles, one of them's golf balls. I shouldn't tell you all this, but I'm telling you. What I should do is try to make all you fail. That's what I should do. Five red marbles, 6 blue marbles, 5 green marbles, and 4 yellow marbles. So you got to have a what? You got to have a denominator. What's the denominator? 20. And I want you to tell me what is the probability of picking 3 blue marbles in a row with replacement. So of course, some of y'all are probably sitting there going, I have no idea what to do. Well, you need to focus on the blue marbles. What is the probability of picking a blue marble? Okay. What do I do after I write down if I picked the blue marble or not? What do I do with the marble? Put it back in the bag. So does the math change? No. So therefore, with replacement, you usually are just going to deal with a what? an exponent. Remember, this is the multiplicative law, right? What does multiplicative mean? Multiplying. So if I multiply something by itself, then I can use a what? An exponent. So you could do 3 draws. Let's see, what is it? 6 over 20? 6 over 20 times 6 over 20 times 6 over 20. Or you can say 6 over 20 raised to the what? 3rd power. The 3, the exponent, is always going to be the number of draws. Write that down. The exponent is always going to be the number of draws or the number of pulls, whatever you want to call it. Isn't it nice how everything's working this morning? Wow.
We not,
Knock on wood. What?
would we not, lower that fraction?
You could. I don't care about that. Y'all know to do that. Yeah. You could change it to, what, 3 over 10, which is 0.3. And then you could do 0.3 to the, I don't care how you do it. Just make sure it's either in lowest terms, if they want a fraction, it's in lowest terms. If they want a decimal, round accordingly. I'm just going to do it on the calculator. So I'm going to go to the handy dandy calculator. Uh-oh, I spoke too soon. There we go. No sneezing in class either. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and throw you out of class. Yeah, we had one teacher that threw people out of class for yawning more than 3 times. Had one that had a bad drug problem that wouldn't lock his door. And then we had another one that showed soft porn movies in speech class. And then we had, of course, Mr. Red Solo Cup. Now, I even think about doing something like that, I would get in trouble. And these people, they do it, and it takes 3 weeks for the department head to find out. I don't understand it. You ever met people like that? They can get away with anything. And then if you even tried it, you get in trouble. Blows my mind. All right, I use parentheses. So I'm going to type it in 6 divided by 20. And I'm not going to type in 6 divided by 20 3 times. I'm sorry. Raised to the 3rd power. 0.027. There is your probability. So what is the probability of you picking 3 blue marbles? Just about what? Just about impossible. In a row. 3 blue in a row. Okay, now I'm going to change one word. And somebody tell me what word I'm going to change. With. So I'm going to take out with, and I'm going to put without. And I want you, I'm going to erase this. Y'all go ahead and rewrite the question and put without, and I want you to do it. You ever tried to work a mouse on another screen and your hand over to the right of that screen? Have you ever tried to do that? It's like doing this and doing this at the same time. It's hard to do. Some of y'all that don't have any idea what I'm talking about. That's all right. I take my medication every day. All right. So what is the probability of picking 3 blue marbles in a row without replacement? Exponent goes away because you can't use an exponent now. So somebody told me a while ago that the probability of picking a blue marble was 6 out of 20. There's your first pick. You put the marble in your pocket. Now what is the second draw? 5 over 19. And what is the third draw? 4 over 18. And there is your 3 picks. Now this is when you're going to have to use parentheses and actually do it. And you would be surprised. There's only a couple of teachers that can lobotomize a class with the additive law and the multiplicative law. There's 2 on the Pendleton campus that can do that. And it's very simple, but they can lobotomize students. It's sad. So I've got to pull up and the mouse is trying not to work today. And I've got to go over here and try to work. I got to turn my mouse back into a mouse. Give me a second. There. And I'm going to do parentheses 6 over 20 multiplied parentheses 5 over 19. And yes, you could, but see, once you do 6 over 20, can you simplify 5 over 19 and 4 over 18? Maybe, but I don't fool with it because usually the second or the third one or the fourth one you can't. So you got to type them in anyway. So, but it's up to you whether you want to simplify them before. And 4 over what? 18. And close parentheses and enter. Is there a difference? Yes. The first one was 0.027, right? This one is 0.0175. So there is a difference, right? So when do you not have to worry about between the two methods? That's after 300. Okay, so the answer to this question is 0.0175. Usually they like for you to take it 4 digits. And I done forgot it. What was it? Point what? Point what? 0.0175. Versus 0.0270. And you see that there is a difference between the exponential with replacement and without replacement. When is there not a difference? I'm going to show you right now. So I want you to add zeros to every one of the marbles. So instead of 5, there's what? 500. Instead of 6 blue, there's 600. And instead of 5 green, there's 500. And instead of 4 yellow, there's 400. All of those are over 300. Now, I just used 300 as and I'm going to add 2 zeros to this. Now, I want everybody to do both with replacement and without replacement. Same question. I want you to do with replacement and without replacement. Do it on a separate sheet of paper so you can see that you're doing it different. So I'm going to divide this into two partitions, and I'm going to take out this, and I'm going to draw a line right here, and this is going to be with replacement, And this is going to be without replacement. Okay, do it. And the first thing you're going to say is, oh, well, it's going to be the same. No, it's not. Give everybody another minute or two. So you got with replacement, that's going to be 600 over 2,000 raised to the third power. Somebody give me 4 decimal points. Should be 0.0270. What is it?
It is.
0.0270. And now we're going to do 600 over 2,000. And what's the next draw? 599 over 1999. And 598 against what? 1998. And somebody multiply that and give me 4 digits. 0.0270. 6970. So what'd you find out? Somebody generalize it.
The odds are pretty equal, but
When you're talking about over 300 in each category. Now, what if I had 100 red? Then you're going to start to see a difference in that 4th decimal point. See what I'm saying? All of them have to be over, I don't know, 250, 275, 300. And after you do a couple of problems, you'll see what I'm talking about. But usually, I have found out over 20 years of teaching statistics, usually the number is around 300. If all of them are over 300, then does it matter which way you do it? No. Something you might want to think about on a test. What would you rather do on a test? Exponent or the second method? Exponent. Okay? But you can't do it with 100, 150, and 2. All of them have to be, you could say 3 digits, but you got to be careful. If all of them were over 275, that 4th digit may be a little bit different, that 4th decimal point. So you got to be careful. And that's 5.2 and 5.3. That's the 4 questions I would give you on a test. Of course, I'm going to give you probably 8, but, that's what I would give you on a test. I would try to give you on the additive law, I would try to give you tables. But sometimes the computer, the website punches out problems that I don't have any control over, and sometimes they're not on tables. I try to pick tables, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. Now, I'm going to go over 5.5 right quick. I'm not going over 5.5 because I want you to do the homework. I'm going over 5.5 because over the weekend, I'd like for you to read 5.5, okay? Because I want to keep all my classes in sync. And right now, the Palmetto class and the Crescent class is on 5.5, and y'all were a little bit behind because of the technology fiasco we had the last couple of meetings, okay? So I'm going to pull up my handy dandy. I'm going to get rid of the whiteboard. And I'm going to pull up my handy dandy. Let me turn my mouse back on, sorry. And I'm only going to spend a little bit of time on the PowerPoint because this is one time that the PowerPoint actually does a good job. Just give me a second to get there. And I'm just going to show you the questions that I put on the test. Now, a lot of people say, well, 5.5 is on counting. We all know how to count. That ain't what counting is in statistics. Counting is using multiplication, exponents, and factorial. Write that down. Using multiplication, exponents, and factorial to predict a combination or arrangement or permutation. I don't like when they do all the slides in one chapter. There we go. All right, here is one question that you will see on the test. Oh, I mean, that's what they say. Okay, that's fine. There is the question right there. And also I want you to put meals/outfits. Meals/outfits. That means write. Everybody should be writing, not playing on your devices, please. Trying to be professional here. Some of y'all's teachers, they go off on temper tantrum. I'm trying not to do that. We actually had one teacher take a phone and throw it up against the wall. Why would you do that? Threw it up against the wall in a Coney Hall. Busted all to pieces. Had to pay for the phone and she got fired. I think some people are just mentally unstable. All right. This put multiplication. This is just multiplication. How many items do you have for an appetizer? 2. How many items do you have for main? 4. You know, I've been through the Marine Corps and I've been through Clemson, and you know, I never developed a taste for 3 things. Well, I can't taste coffee. It tastes like hot water. I don't have the taste buds for coffee. I have to just, now I do have the taste buds for hot chocolate. I can drink hot chocolate, but I can't drink coffee. All I taste is hot water. Beef liver, and I've never understood the smoking thing. I've tried Marine Corps ball, using cigars, and I just gave mine away. I tried it one time. I don't understand it. And meatloaf. I don't understand those 4 things. So beef liver, more power to you. Does anybody in here actually like beef liver? You do.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried it with liver and onions, or what is it? Onions and gravy and onions. I've tried it fried. I've tried it. Now I can eat chicken liver. But I've tried to eat beef liver and I just can't do it.
Flip the liver inside like milk for about 12 hours.
That's what you do with deer meat, put it in buttermilk, get the taste out of it. Yeah, that's what you do with buttermilk, with deer meat.
Yes.
Okay, I'll shut up before somebody complains. Dessert, 2. So you multiply 2 times 4 times 2. Pretty simple. Outfits. You got 2 pairs of shoes, you got 4 pairs of pants, you got 2 t-shirts. How many outfits do you have? 2 times 4 times 2. It's real basic. Try not to mess it up. It's real basic. That's multiplication. And you see the arrangements. You're not counting eggs. You're counting arrangements. There's a difference. Everybody in here can count eggs. I would assume everybody can count eggs. But arrangements is a little bit different because people shut down on arrangements. It's like, I don't know, I can't think like that. Well, there you go. Two choices, 4 choices, 2 choices. Now, I do not condone this because this would confuse a Philadelphia lawyer. So we're not doing that. There you go, 2 times 4 times 16. So if you have something that is pretty straightforward, just multiply them. Multiply the choices. Codes and license plates. Write that down. Codes and license plates. JFK, LAX. What are those? Airports. Because the blah, 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 blah commission says that you have to have 3 letters in your international call code. And how do you find out how many different combinations there are? Well, remember, when you're dealing with codes and you're dealing with whatever I told you, I can't remember what I told you. Where is my, give me a second. Where is my whiteboard? Give me a second. Sometimes, did I pass it? I'm going the wrong direction. There we go. There we go. Codes and license plates. And the whiteboard is not working. I think I know why. Wow. There we go. So codes and license plates. It's not working. There we go. Codes and license plates. Is it C-E-N-S-E? License plates. Can y'all see me writing on the board at home? Yes or no? Somebody say something.
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
All right. Write down this, and this is in red. numbers are from 0 to 9, which is 10. I don't know why I just did that. So 0 to 9, if you use numbers, like in license plates, the number is 10. If you use letters, now y'all known this since what? 2nd grade. How many letters are there? 26. So please don't mess that up. There you go. And of course, the last thing, spaces, the number of spaces that you have equals exponents. The number of spaces you have equals exponents. So how many spaces do we have with this code? And this is not the code. Let me go back to the code. Sorry. I thought I was on the code. This thing is not acting right. Let me go back. Here is, and it should, when I go to slideshow, it should put it up there. It's not doing it. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, so it won't fix it. Okay, so I'll just bring this over here. How about that? There it is. Now they're going to show you how to do it, but there takes away my thunder, but there you go. So that would be 26 to the 3rd power. The 26 represents the letters, and the 3 represents how many spaces there are. 3 spaces, exponent of 3. So you have 17,576 different combinations of airport codes. LAX, JFK, I don't know what LaGuardia is. I've never gone to Chicago, don't have any reason to go to Chicago. Don't want to get shot. Oh yeah, that's right, they don't have killings in Chicago. All right, question on that one. Now I'm going to go to the handy dandy. Why won't it let me go to the whiteboard? There. Yes, I want to discard. Yes. Thank you. All right, now let's do one that you might see on the test. And that is, and let me look at the time before some of y'all start combusting. I want to find out how many license plates can be made. How many license plates can be made with 3 letters on the left and 3 numbers on the right. Do that one. I want letters and numbers. What did I put in the middle of those 2 words? And. What does and mean? Multiply. Lord, I think I'm teaching my son. Walk, the grass is green. 5 seconds later, what color is grass? But he's 15, and guess what? He knows everything. How do y'all know everything at 15, guys? Somebody tell me how y'all do that. Girls don't know that. They either start to turn crazy or they don't at 15. So watch out for those Oompa Loompas. Orange face and a white neck. Watch out, guys. Run the other direction. That's the only guys chapter in my book. The Oompa Loompas, because they're crazy. The other 26 chapters, the other 24 chapters are for women, because guys, they show so many different stupid indicators that women have to have those indicators. Y'all know the number one indicator? Girls, sunglasses indoors. That's future domestic violence. It is. Sunglasses inside is future domestic violence. That, I didn't say girl. I said what? Guys. Oh, I got 25 indicators of guys. I'm gonna write a book one day. And it's gonna be called When to Run. And I'm gonna make $1 million. I just ain't never wrote it because I can't write. Okay, somebody tell me what it is. Well, 26 to the third power times what? That's it. And somebody give me that number. 17 million. 76,000. Even. 17,576,000 different license plates can be made. Of course, they used to let the prisoners do it, but since prisoners have rights, they don't let prisoners do it anymore, so they have to subcontract it out to companies now. Got to have those prisoner rights. Question, gripe, complaint. Now, we're going to stop there because I don't have enough time to finish 5.5, but I do want you to read it. I want you to read 5.5 over the weekend and work on 5.1 through 5.3. You're welcome. I did extend it, I think, but I don't know how long. All right. And how many we got in the class? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 and 8. I better take the roll or somebody will freaking complain. So I'm going to shut down the share and I'm going to shut down the recording. And let me go pull up